All right, guys, welcome back to the channel and Coffee and Cartridges. Today we're going to talk about this new cartridge from Winchester called the 400 Legend. Stay tuned. All right, so 2019 Winchester came out with a 350 Legend. 35 caliber straight walled cartridge for use in those northern Midwestern states where they couldn't use a bottleneck cartridge. Became pretty popular and a lot of people like them. They like them in AR platforms, but we also have them in bolt action platforms. And then there's the 360 buckhammer that's come out recently. Well, now Winchester has come out with the 400 Legend. So at first I thought, well, Winchester just necked up the 350 Legend to 40 caliber, which is 10 millimeter, and they come out with a 400 Legend. But then I thought about it and I realized you can't do that with straight wall cartridges. It's not like a bottleneck cartridge. So if you want to know where it came from, basically they took the 6.8 SPC and changed it up a little bit, basically made it a straight wall cartridge and come out with a 400 Legend. Now, like I said, in 2019, they took the 223, changed a few things about it, made it a straight wall cartridge, and come out with a 350 Legend. So 350 Legend comes from 223, 400 Legend comes from 6.8 SPC. So the 6.8 SPC is just same overall length as a 223. It was made to shoot out of an AR-15, but it's a little bit wider. It comes from a different parent case, and it's just a little bit wider. A little bit more powder in there, and then of course it's a 27 caliber versus a 22 caliber. My uncle has a 6.8 SPC and really likes it. It performs really well out of his AR. But because the case is a little fatter, obviously you can make a straight wall cartridge a little bit bigger caliber. So they went with this 400 Legend. And of course the 400 Legend, if you look at the promotional material, is made to just be kind of a balance point between the 350 Legend and the 450 Bushmaster, which those are the main two cartridges that I know of that people are using, potentially now this 360 Buckmaster as well, for deer hunting in those states where they can't use a bottleneck cartridge. And if you thought the 450 Bushmaster is just a little bit too stout on the recoil, want to drop it down a notch, or if you wanted just a little bit wider bullet, a little bit more heavier bullets being used than the 350 Legend, you kind of have that middle ground. It's interesting that all three cartridges have Winchester in there somewhere. So the 350 Legend and the 400 Legend are Winchester cartridges based on a non-Winchester cartridge. And then the 450 Bushmaster is not a Winchester cartridge, but yet it's based on a Winchester cartridge, the 284 Winchester. So now we have a modern and a good 35, 40, and 40 caliber cartridge, which is pretty cool. I can't ever see them making anything less than 35 because you're really going to have to go down in the width of that case. It's going to be just more and more of a pencil and very small if you do that. And then, of course, they could go bigger than the 450 Bushmaster, but you really get into some heavy recoil there. So I kind of feel like these three cartridges, along with that 360 Bushmaster, are probably where it's at now for straight wall cartridges. 40 caliber is an interesting choice. I get why they did it because it's in between the Bushmaster and the 350 Legend, but it's not a common caliber. There's just not a ton of rifle cartridges out there. In fact, I got to thinking, the only one that just jumped out to me immediately was the 405 Winchester, you know, the famous cartridge that Teddy Roosevelt used and said it was big medicine for African cats like lions and stuff. So you have a lot of cartridges, you know, in that 375 caliber, like the 375 H&H and the 375 Ruger, 378 Weatherby, and then you kind of jump up in around 416 Rigby, 416 Weatherby. But that 40 caliber is not really addressed very often in rifle cartridges, in centerfire rifle cartridges. Now in handguns, of course, you know, the 40 Smith & Wesson and the 10 millimeter are very popular. So it's addressed well there. But I think it's pretty cool overall, not just for those straight wall cartridge states that would like a 40 caliber and kind of a in between, but also just to have a 40 caliber rifle cartridge that's new and on the scene is pretty cool. Once again, one big draw of the straight wall cartridges are that they fit into an AR platform. You know, they all have about the same length, and they're just based off cartridges that are already being used in the AR-15 platform, and you're just gonna have a straight wall cartridge with a heavier, bigger bullet. So pretty cool. If I did want to get an AR for deer hunting and not have really long shots, I think I would prefer a 350 Legend or 400 Legend over, say, a 223 or something like that. But the 6.8 SPC is pretty cool. Of course, generally speaking, I'm more of a bolt action rifle guy. I prefer those. And so, will I ever decide to get a 400 Legend in a bolt action if they come out with them? Probably not. It's just not my thing, but it is pretty cool. One issue I see though is bullets coming out with. I don't know, honestly. You know, this is a new cartridge. There's a lot that we're learning and a lot that we're going to learn, so I don't know all the details. I just wonder if it's going to be easy to take 40 caliber or 10 millimeter caliber bullets, which by the way are the same caliber, and take that bullet and reload it in a 400 Legend. I don't know. I'm curious about that because like I said, there's really not a lot of bullets out there or cartridges or rifles in the 40 caliber. So I just wonder about that. But if Winchester supports it and continues to market it and push it, it'll be a success, and it might be pretty interesting, unlike the 6.8 Western, who they seem to have just forgot all about. Now, I'm sure you guys, if you're watching this video, I'm sure if you're out west somewhere, you're probably not interested in the slightest bit with a 400 Legend because of the wide open spaces that you hunt in. But for the people maybe on the Midwest or East, especially in those states where they don't allow the bottleneck cartridges, it could be a pretty good cartridge that you might be interested in. If you are, please leave a comment. I'd love to read all about it. I'd love to know what you think about it. Is it unnecessary? Is it the wrong turn from Winchester? Maybe they've been focused on this cartridge instead of the 6.8 Western. They forgot all about that. But I get it. The 350 Legend was a big success, and so they're trying to capitalize on that success. And speaking of the 6.8 Western, you know, we've recently went through SHOT Show, and they talked about how there's some 270 Winchesters coming out with a 1-in-8 twist. So maybe they've just decided they'll throw out some 270 Winchesters with that twist rate, maybe even some 270 WSMs with that twist rate. So maybe they're just thinking the 6.8 Western is obsolete, and we'll just take all of our cartridges down to 1-in-8 twist. I'm not sure, but I can see that they're focused on the Legend series because it's popular. Money talks, right? The 6.8 Western might or must not have done as well as they intended, and so they're focusing on that Legend series because that's what's making them money. Overall, I think it's pretty cool. I'm interested to see people's hunts. I love watching YouTube hunts. So if someone's out there and they're hunting with the 350 Legend or the 400 Legend now, I enjoy watching that. I love to see how it'll do on deer or whatever that they're using it on. I'd love to see someone go moose hunting or something just to see, is it adequate for the job? Is it good enough, or is it really not what the doctor ordered? I think as long as you're close, I think it would be pretty good. But I'm very interested to watch videos like that. Probably won't get one myself, but if you're interested in getting one to go hunting with, please talk about it in the comments. Or if you have any, interesting take, good or bad, on the cartridge, I'd love to hear about it. If you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do that. And check the links, I should say, in the description below. Got some interesting stuff down there. Hope you've enjoyed this short Coffee and Cartridges. And until next time, take care.